have a question for you. I'm going to put you on the spot here.
We love that.
So I am moving to Austin, and I need a fantastic buyer's agent.
Well,
and I have found you online. And
I'm glad all my social media and my website and all my SEO,
it's working for you.
It's working.
It's working.
Awesome.
Yeah, you came up in the top of my list.
Love this. Well,
and you looked like a friendly guy. And so tell me a little bit about your process and why would I want to hire you as my buyer's agent?
Sure. Okay. Well, no, that's a great question. So my process is really, number one, about getting to know you, not just what you're looking for in a house, but also how you like to live, how you are currently living where you are, the things that you are looking to not have to worry about, or wanting to change in your new location. And then a lot of the other priorities. So
what do you mean not having to worry about?
So, for example, you don't want to have an hour and a half long commute. You're looking to be somewhere that's going to be walkable. You are looking to have something that's going to be good schools, better than you were before.
So you're getting to know me, getting to know my vibe.
Yes.
What kind of lifestyle I'm looking for, and how do you do that?
I have a pretty, thorough outline process. So I usually, especially if you're calling me from out of state, we do a Zoom call so that we can actually have face-to-face, because everyone loves face-to-face, right? And then during that, I'm asking you those questions specifically about your lifestyle, your family, what you like to do for fun, your kids and your pets' names, and so on and so forth. And then also too, the way you like to live, because it's not just about the house, it's how you live in the house, what you like to do on the weekends, and just the overall vibe and energy that you're trying to capture in this new location.
Awesome. I love that. That's pretty much my process too. I have a very in-depth questionnaire that I have people answer. One thing I love to do when I've got someone coming in from out of town on that Zoom call, I like to open up a map of Austin or the MLS. And I don't ever start talking pricing right from the get-go. I kind of, like you, I want to know their lifestyle. What do they like to do in their off time? What kind of schools are they looking for? What are their hobbies? And then from there, I will do like a virtual tour of Austin.
Okay.
And describe okay, this part of town, and this is where, going back to our Northy and Southie video, I can get an idea of whether they're going. I mean, I would never steer someone towards a particular neighborhood, but you can get a feel for if somebody's gonna be more drawn to north versus south.
Absolutely,
I think. But I think getting to know someone's vibe and lifestyle is super key, that not a lot of agents spend time doing that.
No, they're more focused on the actual
how many
size, how many bedrooms you need. Do you want hardwood floors? Do you want an updated kitchen? 1 or 2 story? Do you want a pool in the backyard? Yeah. And I think that's also too, especially when you're dealing with first time home buyers, it's like a deer in a headlight look. They're like, I'm not sure.
They don't know. Well, that's where I always say there's a period of discovery. Yes. And oftentimes with people from out of town, I will put together a tour for them. I will put together a tour for them and send them off driving and say, make some notes for me and let me know how you liked this neighborhood or that neighborhood, because I think narrowing down a neighborhood is number one.
Oh my God, completely.
Because it all is, all of that boils down to how you grew up, your perspective on life, what you're used to, whether you're going to be attracted to a certain part of town versus another.
Right.
I think for me, educating people along the way about the process, even if they bought a house before, if they bought a house in New Jersey, the process is not the same.
No.
As it is in
There is
Jersey.
zero consistency between states.
Y'all, Texas is the wild, wild west.
100%. That's why we have some of the strictest real estate laws in the U.S., because there's been so much fraud, misrepresentation.
One of the biggest things I like to remind people, though, buyers especially, is a seller is not obligated to repair or bring anything to code in Texas. There is no pass or fail on an inspection.
It's technically as is.
Yeah. So
yeah, I
think education and just talking about all those nuances of the contract and everything is super important during the process.
Yeah. And I think showings are very underrated. I don't think agents use them as much as they should as the education piece, because I always tell clients, look, when you first walk into a house, it's the first time you're going to be like seeing the energy, smelling it, like getting the vibe. But then also if it's staged, it's like you're on a first date. You're like, okay, cool. I've been looking at this online. Either I love it or like, oh my God, it's disgusting in person. But either way, I let them kind of explore. And as I'm going around and checking things like the roof and the HVAC and the overall condition of the plumbing underneath the sinks and so on and so forth, so that as they're looking, I can start to ask them questions about how they're feeling, but then also providing them information specific to the house so that they, again, although there's a seller's disclosure, oftentimes the seller's disclosure does not disclose everything. And that's really where it comes up to us, exactly. Of like, hey, I noticed this. These can be a high ticket item that you could potentially walk into because the seller is not obligated to do anything.
I like to tell people in regards to that, when they walk into the house, I'm like, your job is to envision yourself living in the house, creating memories, making dinner, having a party or whatever.
Dance party.
And then I'm going to go around and look at all the like physical aspects of the house that could be of concern. We are not inspectors, but we've read enough inspection reports to know like some basic things to look for. And I think that puts a lot of buyers' minds at ease, knowing that they can really focus on like the overall feeling that a house brings to them, because at the end of the day, like that's kind of,
it's the feeling.
It's the feeling. It's the feeling that's going to sell the house.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Right? And I think to your point, as far as what people have moved from and the things that they may or may not bother them. I mean, I always tell clients, and I love the neighborhood drive-by, especially during COVID. I was like, before we can look at anything, you need to make sure you like the neighborhood. And that's translated very, appropriately to where we are now. But at the same time, though, I always tell people, like, use Google Street View, because like if the neighbors has 6 cars parked in the lawn, it's either going to be not a thing or then you're like, maybe we should keep looking. So like, they need to do their homework as much as we need to do.
Google Earth is a thing.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. I'm always surprised that more people don't use that, actually.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But then you also have to look at the date stamp and be like, oh, that's 2007.
You do.
Like,
get more information. When was that picture taken?
Yeah.
You sound like an excellent buyer's agent.
You do too. I would totally work with you.
I will say, I think another thing that sets us apart, though, is our network and how connected we are in the city, because there is a lot of stuff that happens off market here in Austin.
Oh my gosh.
And you really have to have your finger on the pulse of what's happening. Not just on the MLS and what you see on Zillow, but things that are coming soon, or just not posted online anywhere. Yeah. And I think that's where our position at Christie's and in the networks that we're a part of here in Austin really sets us apart as far as being able to help clients really find something like that needle in a haystack sometimes.
Absolutely.
Or the unicorn. There are unicorns.
There are so many unicorns. There are more unicorns than not nowadays.
Yeah.